Hi buds. Fun fact that's maybe not so fun, 70% of Americans say that they're financially stressed. More than half of Americans don't have any emergency savings. And apparently it doesn't even matter how much you're making, because people making over $100,000, more than half of them are still reporting being stressed out about money. People are going through it. And I wanted to make this video today because it's tax season. So everyone's either getting a check or writing a check to the government. Money impacts everyone, even if you're not a finance nerd like me. And guys, the job market is unstable. Groceries are ridiculous right now. No one can afford a home. So this is not the time to get caught slipping. You need to be in your bag. And I'm not speaking on this as someone who is rich. I've only been out of college for 5 years and I don't make a very high salary, but I still have been able to build a 6-figure net worth by 25, and I want to share the 9 financial rules that I live by so that you can do the same. The first rule is you need to audit yourself consistently. So many people avoid looking at their credit card statement or their checking account because it's overwhelming. I understand, especially if you just know you're bad with money. The avoidance comes out, but knowing how much money is coming in, how much your bills are, what's going out is so crucial. I think of it kind of like cooking. Like if you want to make a good meal, you can't cook blind, right? You need to know if you have milk. You need to know if you have salt. You can't just be like, I'm gonna cook a great meal, but you don't know what the ingredients are. So the first step is just looking and understanding. Understanding how much you pay for subscriptions, understanding what your grocery bills are like, understanding how much money you spend on Uber Eats every month. And for me, literally writing this down on a budget spreadsheet is crucial. But I'm gonna link the budget template I use. It's totally free, and the best part about it is that it is easy. I have seen so many budget templates that it's so overwhelming. There's like 12 different categories and it's so exhausting to try to keep up with it. And most people don't even end up doing them because it's just overwhelming, like too many numbers to input. This is like a super simple one, I promise. Rule number 2 is you need to treat your savings like a bill, like your electricity, like your internet. Most people spend what they want to spend on going out with their friends or on Amazon purchases, and then whatever they have left they'll put into the savings. The rule that has totally changed the game for me is doing it in the opposite way. Treating my savings like rent and also automating it. No matter what happens, that money is leaving my checking account and then I get to have fun with whatever is left. This way you make sure you're really prioritizing savings, and fun money comes second to that. Also, after you pay the rent, put money into your savings, pay your grocery bills and the necessities, I strongly recommend knowing by heart what your fun number is, aka how much money do you have to spend every month for fun. You need to know that number like the back of your hand. This is not a guessing game. For example, my fun money number is $150 to $200. My third money rule is have friends with the same money values as you. I actually just made a video about how your friends can make or break your goals and how they can deeply shape your life and your mindset towards things like money. If your close group of friends are going to the clubs every weekend, spending $100 on drinks every weekend, you're probably gonna do that too, because what are you supposed to do? Say no to hanging out. You're probably gonna end up in the same scene spending the same kind of money because those are your friends. You want to hang out with them on the weekend. No shade to those people, but I think we can all agree that like clubs are a ripoff when it comes to buying drinks. And like I feel like maturing financially for me is learning that there is no way in hell that I am spending $20 on a watered down rum and coke. Like it hurts my soul thinking about that. So within that close group of friends, I have people who know that I'm only gonna get drinks if it's happy hour, or know that I would rather just like invite them over or go over their place and like not spend a lot of money going to a nice restaurant. When you surround yourself with people who are responsible with money, it really does rub off. And it just makes for less friction, because I have had friends where like every weekend they were going to the mall and like going to these luxury designer stores, and that's not how I want to spend my money. And it does cause for a little bit more friction. So it's just easier having friends who kind of have the same mindset towards money as you. And even if you have friends who do value money differently or are in a completely different tax bracket as you, don't just cut them off, but make sure they're cool with your values. And if you say, actually, I can't afford to go on this, international vacation with you, that it's not going to be weird and that they'll totally be understandable. Make sure your friends are people who you don't feel embarrassed to say, hey, I actually can't afford that, or that's just not within my budget right now, or oh, I can't do that because I'm trying to save for this thing. Make sure your friends are people who will cheer you on and applaud you for saying something like that, instead of friends who will like shade you and be like, damn, she's broke. And I think about friends and money like I do friends and diet. Like, if you're trying to be healthy but all of your friends eat junk food every time you go out, they're all going to Wendy's, they're all going to McDonald's, come on now, how much harder is it gonna be, right? What are you supposed to do? Just eat your meal prepped salad quietly in the car? The fourth rule, and arguably one of the most important ones, is set yourself up for success. When I did my financial audit, I found the cancerous problem. It was food. You do not want to know how much money I was spending on Uber Eats. I can't even say it, but let me tell you, it was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month on Uber Eats. I'm laughing in pain. But when you figure out what your problem is, you have to understand what you're gonna do differently. Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. When I learned how much money I was spending on Uber Eats, I was like, okay, what am I gonna do differently? I need to have a game plan. So my action is every Sunday I meal prep for the week. So when it's Wednesday at 6 p.m. and I'm busy but hungry, all I have to do is put food in the microwave. That will be done in 5 minutes. The 1 hour that it takes me to meal prep on Sunday saves me like $100 during the week. If your problem is you just buy things all the time, you love to retail shop, this one's gonna hurt, but maybe spend less time scrolling on TikTok, because is it just me, or does it seem like every other post on TikTok now has an affiliate link to it, is associated with TikTok shop? Girl, I can't even stay in my bed and scroll in peace without being bombarded with advertisements on TikTok. Moving on, rule number 5 is so simple and easy, but somehow still not done. The rule is, if you don't have the money for something, that means you can't afford it. I feel like some people don't understand this. If you are going shopping and using the Klarna or Afterpay, get it together. This is your sign to stop. You know, I love you. I'm saying this out of love. Get some help, please. You should not be mortgaging out a dress from H&M. And also, those programs are so bad, because if you're spending $100, you're actually gonna end up spending $130 because of interest. Please, I'm begging you, if you put something on your credit card bill, make sure you can just immediately pay it off. Number 6 is to seek multiple streams of income. I know everyone is just going through it right now, and not everyone can automatically transfer money into their savings because maybe they might not have enough for rent. If you're living below your means and you're being frugal, but you're still really struggling to make ends meet or to save, really consider getting another stream of income. And before you think I'm talking about getting another 40-hour work week job, I'm not. I'm not even talking about getting a 20-hour work week part-time job. I know you're probably thinking, I don't even have time for a part-time job, but there are a lot of opportunities for one-time gigs that you can maybe fit into your schedule. I remember in high school and college, I didn't have a lot of free time, but when I did have an hour free here and there, I would book a babysitting gig. It was great because it was zero commitment, it was a one-time thing, I got a flat fee, walked away, done. So even if you have little random pockets of time here and there, try dog walking or babysitting. Or if you have a skill that could be profitable, like doing someone's nails or taking pictures for people, or mowing or shoveling someone's lawn. Even if you make $50 or $100 the entire month, that's still a lot. That's still money towards your savings. A win is a win. And I know you might be thinking $100 is not gonna move the needle, but $100 invested in the S&P 500 over the course of 40 years will get you over $200,000 by the age of retirement. The 7th rule I have is falling in love with being frugal. Because if you don't see yourself as a frugal person, trying to do frugal things will always seem like you're working against yourself. It won't seem fun. If you identify as like the type of person who prides themselves on getting Starbucks every day, not getting Starbucks every day is just gonna be seen as like a limitation. Don't think, oh, saving money and being frugal means I can't do this, I can't go on that trip, I can't get coffee every day. Then you're just gonna hate it and be miserable, and that's not sustainable. I try to almost gamify being frugal by thinking about all the things that I can do with $20. Like, oh, I can get like 2 weeks worth of meat at the grocery store for $20. Or I can take a bus 4 times this month to see my friends for $20. Another way you can look at budgeting and saving from a really positive angle is to use one of those investment calculators online. And whenever you're craving going to a restaurant and getting a burger, type in like $50 into that investment calculator and see what that would be in like 30, 40 years, and you'll feel so much better about saving that $50 instead of spending it, because it will end up being thousands of dollars. Rule number 8 is to invest. And I know this seems super simple and like it's 2024, everyone should know that you should have a 401k or a Roth IRA. It seems pretty simple, but what's even more simple than 401k, Roth IRA is a high yield savings account. Everyone watching this video, if you're over 18, should have a high yield savings account. You have no excuse. I promise you, this is the easiest thing you will do that will make you lots of money for zero work. If there's one thing I'm asking you to do, it's after you watch this video, make one. It will take you like 10-15 minutes and you could gain thousands of dollars over the course of your life. A high yield savings account is simply a bank account that will pay you a high interest rate for keeping your money there. I personally use Ally. They're not sponsoring this video. I just really love them. It took me like 10 minutes to make the account and to move my savings over. And it is the coolest feeling in the world to see money being deposited into my account every month when I didn't lift a finger for that. It is by far the easiest way to invest and make free money. Of course, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just a girl who's sitting in her room with a camera, so please do your own research, but I've been using Ally for like 4 years now, and it has been a game changer. And the 9th money rule that I have is to know your why. Being frugal and saving money, as you might guess, is not always fun. Sometimes I want to be bougie. Sometimes I want to treat myself. And restricting yourself from spending money is really hard to do if you don't know your deeper reason as to why you want to save the money. And if you're watching this video, you probably are interested in saving money. So why? Is it because you want to be independent and don't want to rely on your parents anymore? Is it because you're sick of living paycheck to paycheck and you want a better life for yourself? Is it because you want to quit the job that you hate? Is it because you want to have a family and be a good provider? Knowing the real reason you want to save and be financially responsible is key, because then when you're about to swipe your card at the mall, you're about to do something dumb with your money, you remember that deeper reason, and like that makes everything worth it. The truth is, your future is gonna catch up to you whether you like it or not. It kind of reminds me of sleeping. You know, when it's early in the morning and your alarm clock goes off and you're like, oh, 5 more minutes or 10 more minutes. You still gotta be at work at 9 a.m., right? Pushing off getting up actually will just stress you out more because now you just have less time to get ready. That's kind of how it is with saving and retirement, because I can push off saving for retirement until I'm 40 years old, but I'm still gonna retire at some point. Like, I'm still gonna need that money, but at 40 years old, I'm just gonna be stressed AF. So you can keep pushing off saving and budgeting, but you will just be in a much better place if you just start now. And finally, I talked a lot about a lot in this video, so I want to give you 3 clear actionable steps you can do right now. Step 1 is to check out the budget template. It's totally free. Step 2 is to open a high yield savings account. Literally just Google high yield savings account. Again, I go with Ally. It'll take you 10 minutes, just do it. And the third piece of homework is to figure out how you're going to set yourself up for success. It could take 2 seconds and be as simple as unsubscribing from Forever 21's weekly newsletters that always lure you in. It could be meal prepping so you don't spend so much money on food. Hold yourself accountable and tell me what homework step you're gonna do in the comments. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, buds.